Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for joining us on this special live event. We're going to do a violet flame guided and group meditation, also together with higher vibrations. And before we start, I wanted to make a few announcements regarding the Patreon community that we have, where we have different types of group activities each week. This week we had our channeling session, and next week we are going to have also a type of group meditation. If you're interested, the link is in the description. Also, since the violet flame is a transmutational energetic tool, if you're interested in alchemy, transmutation, you may want to check out the book that I have published last year. That's also in the description. It's called The Teachings of Thoth, the Atlantean. If you're into Hermetic teachings or Hermetic philosophy, then you may want to check that out. And yeah, those were the announcements. And regarding the theme that we're going to talk about before we start in 20 minutes, the meditation, is what is the violet flame, a bit about transmutation, how it works. Because basically, as far as I understand it, I guess like other people maybe have different perspective on it, but the violet flame is basically an energetic tool that is self-aware and is there to assist you to reach a higher vibration. You can clear with it, transmute dense energies, and it can like heal you, revitalize you. And we're also going to talk about that. And after higher vibrations has also done a bit of update on like what is happening, I'm also going to share some parts of the message that is going to come out in the weekend for the new moon about this whole transformational stuff, basically. So please do higher vibrations. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me to join this. This is beautiful. Happy equinox. It's really exciting. Yeah,
is
that's like today.
Okay.
And there's so much beautiful stuff happening right now. And we were talking about some of those things before we joined. However, one of the big things that just came through also is that we are getting hit with 3 solar flares simultaneously. It was really cool to watch it leave the sun. Wow. It was in perfect alignment. They were perfectly separated. It was beautiful. I'll share that link with you later, Guardian. I'll post it here if you'd like to. But anyway, it's hitting us now. Mercury's in retrograde, which is everybody, even when you start, that's something that people seem to know about and the effects it has on us. But what's really cool is that the Mercury is in perfect alignment behind the sun right now. So as we're getting these solar flares and in this space of the equinox, all of this stuff's happening at the same time that is being amplified by Mercury's intention behind the sun. And so what we're getting right now is a upgraded upgrade, and it's kind of exciting. So
like also interesting with Mercury that you said that it's like amplifying the effect. Like Mercury is the equivalent of Hermes or Thoth in the Roman interpretation of the cosmos. So yeah, like check out the Hermetic teachings and see what it holds for you at this time.
Right.
And also write into the chat, like, where are you from? I'm broadcasting from Transylvania, and you from Washington State.
From the Evergreen State. It's 11:11 here too. It's kind of fun.
Here it's 9:11 around here. So yeah,
that's a very important number also.
Yep.
There's a couple other things too, but I just wanted to point out to people because we are all having this shaking kind of experience with our ascension symptoms. There's more to it, and we're kind of noticing it in a more expansive way. So as you're experiencing that, just know that it's all happening at the same time for all of us. You're not alone. These weird things you're going through, but that it's coming in a way that's meant to be more. It's less difficult to spread that out. I don't know how to explain it. As this stuff, it's easier. It's going to be calmer experience for us. It's already meant to be gradual, so that's why it's gradual. But your DNA is upgrading, and as we're getting there's also another planetary alignment. I can't remember what it is, but there's 3 planets lining up right now too. It's just, giving us the ability to know what it is that needs to be healed while the ground is fertile for that to happen. And so people talking about Mercury being in retrograde, being like, oh no, you know, because it's very mood swing like experience when you don't know what's happening. However, just please know that this is meant for you to know what needs to be healed while it's the easiest to do it. So, and to heal that is simply to acknowledge it without judgment and release it. Thank you for my spiel. Oh, one more thing real quick. I had announced in my channel that Blue Eagle would be joining us today. She had some crazy thing happen out of the blue. And so she's in the air in an airplane right now. So she won't be able to
flying. Yeah,
she is. The eagle is flying. So she won't be able to join us today, but we still will be meeting. She will join us in someday really soon though. So just to let everybody know that.
Okay. Yeah, if anyone is interested about your Zoom meetings, where like-minded people gather, it's like they are completely free and nothing is recorded or broadcast or anything. So it's completely private. And people can join those meetings through your YouTube channel, which is in the title of this video, if you want to check it out.
That's right. And in the YouTube channel, if you go to the community section, is where I post the links. I post them the day before. We meet every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, with the exception of the special day today.
Okay, so check it out. Yeah, like you're not alone, like you have the internet now and you can connect with family, basically, if you want to. Okay, so regarding what you have brought up, this whole thing of, okay, like where many of us are experiencing some friction in life, like maybe old stuff are coming back like a boomerang or something similar, something that we thought that, okay, I have dealt with that like years ago, but it's still like coming up in different ways and layers, or for different people maybe. And basically, just as you said, like now, the reason they're coming up, because now would be a great time to do something with them, to consciously acknowledge them and actually move beyond them. And in part, this is why we're doing the transmutation. This is one of the things that you can do with them. And we will go into that into more depth during the meditation. But before that, I wanted to share a part of the message that is going to be broadcast for the new moon, which has come through, I think, 2 days ago. And it's regarding, basically my Syrian guys gave like 2 methods of what you can utilize at this time in order to control your experience that you're having here on Earth. And now that those things that are coming up into your attention, now you can decide what to do with them, basically. Like, do you still want to ignore them or take them in a new direction? And first of all, the first thing that you can do in order to like control your reality is basically you're agreeing and disagreeing to contracts all day long. So there are many types of contracts that are happening. Some of them are written, which are like very literal. Those are the obvious ones. But other than that, we have like millions of many subtle ones that are maybe you're not even aware of. Maybe just going out with your person doing something is a type of agreement of going down on a specific timeline, or just being together and harmonizing with a specific person or being is also a type of agreement energetically that can also lead you down another specific timeline. And basically everything that you agree and disagree to during your day is a type of contract, basically, on how you want to control your experience here. And basically right now, all of the contracts that are not in alignment with your higher path or with your highest good are brought to your attention. So now you can choose maybe to undo them or to take them in a different direction. But something that is very powerful and potent at this time is to actually write them out or to visualize them, to bring them clearly through, like what they are. Because the problem in many cases is that we have all these problems and issues in life and the things that we aspire to do, but they are like these untangible, floaty concepts that are like never clear to us. And because of that, it's very difficult to do anything or to go in any specific direction because it's not even clear to you what is it you don't want and what is it you actually do want in life. So if you want to, you can like write out these stuff and make it clear to yourself. Okay, like maybe do a list like these are the things that I don't prefer to have in my life, and maybe do another list like, okay, like these are the stuff that I actually want to do and experience in this life. And you can also make contracts by doing that too. And by this, you're basically making them more tangible for yourself. So you're clarifying it for yourself consciously, like, okay, like this is what I prefer and this is what I don't prefer in life. And after that, you can choose much more clearly in which route you want to go down. Okay, and the second version, how you can influence your experience here, involves your state of being. Like, how do you feel each moment? What are you doing? What thoughts you have? That is what is controlling your state of being. And basically, when you're, depending on what state of being you are, your core vibration is giving up a specific signal. And that signal is controlling what you can experience and what you cannot experience in life. So that signal is basically responsible to attract everything that is in alignment with that state of being. So if you're having a shitty day, then you're going to attract all types of calamities and stuff like that, because the universe is going to reinforce what you're already wanting to experience or explore, basically. Okay, and yeah, like this is responsible that everything that is in alignment with you can come in and you can experience it. But at the same time, it is also responsible for like repelling everything that is not in alignment with that core vibration. And the way that you can work with that is also this meditation that we're going to do to transmute your state of being, but also like being very mindful of what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. And that is basically how you can control it all day long. And if you're like in a very low vibrational state, then you can do these types of meditation to like restart the whole system and come back from a very low vibrational place and actually do something constructive with it. And yeah, like that's all I wanted to go into. Like also during the meditation, there are going to be these different phases, how you can transform these contracts and all that. So looking forward to that. So is there anything you wish to add to it, high vibrations?
Just to echo something that, you know, before it came through, I didn't fully understand it. And that when we consider the things that we don't want, that's a common behavior, is that we know, I hope this doesn't happen, or, oh no, you know, if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. And those types of things, that's you saying, hey, guess what, universe, this is what I want, you know, and like you're manifesting that. And I've had done it for the vast majority of my life too. Plan for the worst case scenario, then you're not surprised. And then that worst case scenario almost always has at least some part of it comes through as your experience. So just keep that in mind, that what we're telling the universe is giving to us, you know, and that manifestation energy, that's why a lot of us are having solar plexus, sacral chakra kind of stuff, like in our stomach area, you know, man or woman, that's our creation space. There's just a symbol that the womb was put there. So anyway, our manifestation power has intensified. And so you're noticing those coming through more rapidly than before as well.
Yeah, like now it doesn't take as much time to get a reflection of what you have put out, basically.
Yeah.
And also, I think many of us have observed this type of instant karma stuff. Like if you do something to someone, then kind of comes back very quickly to you.
Right. Very, very quickly. And also is true for, you know, the Dharma, I guess, is that what we're moving into. But as we participate in our authentic way, you're a natural service to others, individual. All of us are that are here. And so it's not something to be afraid of. Like, that's really cool. However, just be aware of what you're telling the universe that you want, you know, and that it doesn't seem like it deciphers the difference between me saying I don't want before I say the rest of it, because I spend so much time focused in energy on that other part, you know. So just food for thought.
Yeah, like we should also like transform your definitions and how you interpret these stuff. Like many people, I've seen this also for many people, like they're praying for that. Hey, I don't want to be betrayed. I don't want to
Right.
have accidents and all that. And maybe instead of that, like pray for that. I want to feel safe. I want to be healthy. I want to be supported. And maybe those positive stuff. So you actually are attracting that.
Right. And self-talk also, that you made a really good point. That also has to do with me talking about my own health as an example. I have learned with lots and lots of consequences, that when there is some kind of calamity happening in my physical form, I will say I am healing through this or healing through that. If I declare that there is an illness present, bam, you don't realize how it just hits you, and all those types of things. That self-talk is also the conversation with the universe, because we're all one. It trickles up the scale so quickly. It's in the same instant. So something else to think about too. That's another part of manifestation.
Okay, so hey, thank you for joining us, Margaret, and also Thania and Donna. And Carla has asked a great question. How can we deal with family members that are in completely different vibration? Yeah, like that's, I think, our Achilles heel while we are here on planet Earth,
Yeah,
our family members.
it's tough.
Okay, so do you want to address that high vibrations?
I have found that my interactions with not just family, but those that I had been close to, slowly kind of drifted away for a while. And what's fun about this, though, because I've done this for a period of time that I can say what it's like over here, is that after a time, many of them are beginning to awaken. And now they're kind of coming back into interaction. And it was hard to separate and back away, but I wasn't doing it with like, I'm not going to talk to that person anymore. It's just, we no longer met in vibration. I was seeing things here and they were seeing things here. So the interaction didn't really work. The communication barriers and so sending love to them and holding space for them. You could still help them in that way as well. And you've planted the seeds, you really have. And most often the person that plants the seed doesn't see the beautiful result until it's over. The response from the person that you're planting the seed with is usually a negative one. Like there's a fight or like, unkind things said and separation happens. But then after a time, that individual, that seed is planted, that you planted, has been growing, and they interact with other star seeds along the way that assist them on these different love phases of their journey. And then they come back and like, and ask these questions and are excited about it. So letting you know that is the end result, pull away slowly, sending love and holding space, but know that when I interject myself in a different vibration, it affects my vibration too. And then in turn affects what I'm doing for the planet, for everybody. And so, you're doing service, taking care of yourself as well.
Yeah, and I think we addressed this too a few weeks ago, and you were making the analogy of not throwing pearls before the swine. I think it's also in the Bible. And someone in the chat section said, I'm sorry, I don't remember who, very well, like very wisely. I think like maybe decades or hundreds of years ago, it was like throwing pearls before the swine. But just as you said now it's more like planting seeds, even though it feels that they are like misusing that information or like throwing it out into the toilet or something. But later on, it's like it starts to make sense to them. Like you're like planting these little energetic seeds that later on can bloom into something much more cooler. And then, yeah, like they return to you in a different way, in a very surprising way in some cases.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Scott. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so Scott said, spoke to my dad today, always had a good relationship, but never spoke about anything spiritual. And he just wandered into himself, into numerology. Hey, like that's
Awesome.
cool. hey, like whatever makes sense to anyone, which is like closer to you in resonance. Like everyone starts out in something different, I think.
Yeah.
Some people like get into crystals or geometry, mathematics, and there are also like a lot of science stuff regarding like basically like research that is trying to support all these spiritual concepts, which I'm not that aware of, but I know it's existing in our consciousness now. Okay. So before we start the meditation, do you wish to add anything, higher vibrations?
I just wanted to Scott's conversation that's the cool thing about all of these things is it's all the beginning. I just wanted to reiterate that, and that, that's awesome. And, I for one did a lot of the Schumann resonance kind of stuff. I still do. That's the echo back from my earlier time of that's my validation, because I could feel something happening in my body.
A disturbance in the force.
Yeah, exactly. A disturbance is in the force. And also the solar flares, I've been following them for a while, and that's again one of those things, but it kind of sticks to you. Whatever it is that's your beginning sticks with you, as well as for me a lot of the Native American kind of like the animal medicine, the totems and stuff. That's still a way that I get information, because that's my earliest example of it. But it's all different doors up into the same place, into the same conference room, in this energetic space. And so I'm just so I'm excited for him that that's something that's happening. And then lastly, just to talk about what we're moving into right now, what we're going to do. There's a lot of us that are noticing more vibrational experience in our body right now, jerking as well as muscle spasms and stuff. If you do experience that during the period of using the violet flame, hey, we're both on the screen now.
I did it.
Now I can't scratch my face when you're talking.
Okay.
Just if your body starts to twitch and stuff, and you feel like you want to reposition yourself while we're doing this meditation, just know that that's a density that's moving through you, and you don't just let it be. Let it move through you, and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, like you can visualize it, that there are like energetic pathways in your body, and in certain points there is this type of blockage, and basically the higher vibrational violet flame comes in and like breaks through the blockage or like dissolves it, and that can manifest in your body as well as these weird electric jolts in your system. But it's basically just realigning you and putting everything back into place. That's all that's happening. And depending on like how much energy and intention you put into the whole transmutation, you may get like a more profound effect or a very subtle one. It depends like how open you are to receive this transmutation, like how much do you feel it with your emotions. For example, for manifestation, it's very important, like the three-cornered gate basically is like to have a clear intent, have a very strong intent on what you want to do, like keep focus on it. That's also super important. And like feel the entire manifestation with a strong emotion, and like try to keep that in balance. And this is where focus comes in. So you're having a strong desire to do something, which is your intent, and fuel it with a strong emotion. That's like super powerful when you're doing these manifestations. The tricky part is like maintaining focus, like maintaining that energy within yourself of very strongly desiring something, visualizing it and feeling it. And the more you're able to do it, the more potent it can become. But it doesn't have to be like hours or anything like that. You can do something very powerful just in a few minutes. But the more you can hold that energy for yourself or someone else, it can be very powerful. And hopefully we can assist many of you in reaching that state today.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us begin.
I'm going to turn off.
All right. So get in a seated, comfortable position. If some of you desire to lay down on your back, on the floor, or on a bed, I have my meditation bed in the corner. Okay. or whatever posture works for you, which is comfortable. Which is important is to have your back straight, but still in a relatively relaxed state. Align your spine. And we are going to start with some deep rhythmic breathing so we can exhale and release all the tension from our body and mind. So we can more clearly focus on what is going to happen during the transmutation. But if any of the tension resides within your body after the breathing exercise, then you will be able to use the violet flame to transform that as well. Okay, so let's start with breathing in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. We're not going to go into very deep breathing, but breathe in as much as you desire at this time. Breathe in, fill your lung. Let it all out. Breathe in through the nose. And let it all out. When you're doing this deep rhythmic breathing, try to use your belly as well. When you're breathing in, expand your belly. Expand your diaphragm. Breathe in as much as you can. And use your belly to press it out. If some of you are not familiar with breath work or how you can do deep breathing, you may experiment with this. Because the more deeper and more relaxing breaths you can take, the profounder the relaxation can become. You can go much more quickly into the deep state of relaxation. You can also clear many dense energies just with your deep breaths. Visualize and feel how you're breathing in peace and clarity. Now let out all the tension from your body, from your mind. Breathe in and let it all out. Breathe in and let it all out in a smooth, rhythmic pace, most comfortable for your body. And as you're breathing in and out, just focus on the air when it's coming into your nose. How does it feel? And focus on when you're letting it all out through your mouth. Feel how you're breathing in clarity. And feel how you're exhaling all the tension. Exhale all the busyness from your mind and body. Be at peace and know that all is well. Breathe in through the nose. And let it all out through your mouth. If any tension arises in your body, mainly in your chest or coming from your heart, take a deep breath in and exhale all that tension. Let it all out. Let it all go. And with each breath, continue to breathe in peace and exhale all the tension, all the busyness from your body and mind. We don't need it right. We don't need it. No. And now we will ask the ego mind to step aside for the duration of this activity. We greatly value the perspective the ego mind offers. But right now we ask you to step aside, to be merely the observer, for what is about to happen is of great benefit to all. Take a deep breath in and let it all out. Now you may visualize all the busy thoughts, all the chores, all the to-do lists for the day or tomorrow. Take all those energies, put them in a box or whatever type of container works for you, and put them aside someplace out of sight, someplace out of your reach, because you don't need it right now. You don't need it right now. They will be there later. They will be there later. But now we move on into a beautiful state of relaxation, experiencing more clarity, purpose, an even flow of energy within and without. Take a deep breath in and let it all out. Relax your feet, your legs. Let out all the tension. Relax your hand, your arm. Relax your back, your belly. Relax your neck, your shoulder. Exhale all the tension. The only thing that this has a bit of tension is your back, holding you straight if you're sitting. Relax your face muscles. Release all the tension from your brow, forehead. Relax your eyelid, your cheeks. Let go of all the resistance in your lips. Don't press your jaw. Relax your jaw. You may also keep your mouth open during this meditation to exhale all the excess energies. And now you're in a beautiful state of relaxation, clarity. Take a deep breath in and let it all out. And now focus with your intention on the beat of your heart. Go with all your intention into your heart space. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And be with all your intention and focus in your heart. Feel its warmth. Feel it beating within your chest. You may also visualize it. Just be there. Sink into your heart center with each breath. Feel what does it feel like to be there. And now you may start to visualize a beautiful spark of radiant fire within your heart center. Akin to a divine candle flame. It is made out of white radiant fire, which encompasses all spectrums of the rainbow. We will start with the white fire, then we will move on. And from your heart center, shoot up a beam of light to the central sun. And from that, bring it down through your heart center down to the core of Mother Earth, which you may also visualize as a heart center, as a central sun. And bring it up again through your heart back to the central sun, and back down again through your heart down to the earth, and back up again, down, up, down, up. And in the beginning, maintain this continuous flow of back and forth. Become as a pillar of light, connecting the central sun with the core of Mother Earth. And your heart center is in the middle of this pillar of fire. You're bringing the two poles together, the divine masculine, which is represented by the central sun, which is the heavenly father aspect. And you're bringing it together with the earth mother, which is the divine feminine. You're merging the two into one within your own being. And at this moment, you're also stabilizing the two poles within your body as well, which is vital to maintain good health and vitality while you're in the body. So breathe in this balancing energy, this back and forth energy, up to the central sun and down to the core of Mother Earth. You're bridging heaven and earth, bridging the spiritual with the material, balancing out the negative and positive. And by this, you're creating more balance and clarity within your being, so your manifestations can be more potent as we move forward. And now we ask the seven archangels, Archangel Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Sandalphon, Metatron, Gabriel, and Azrael. Visualize them as seven pillars of light, standing around you, holding space for you, assisting you, guiding you. You may also visualize them as seven colors of the rainbow being around you, protecting you, guiding you, making sure that everything that needs to happen will happen in perfect balance for your highest good and for the highest good of all participants and to all your relations. Or when you're doing this type of transmutation, you're also sending it to all your relations, your blood lineage, your soul family, because you're healing together. And now in this beautiful sacred space, know that nothing may come through that is not of your highest good. And all will be transmuted in the beautiful violet flame, all dense energy. And know that you can always return to this sacred space on your own to do any type of manifestational or energetic work on yourself or with others. And now once more, focus on your heart center. It's still in the middle of this pillar of fire, which is connecting heaven and earth. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And come back fully into your heart center, visualizing this beautiful spark of fire, which now it's turning to violet. Visualize its purple radiance. I know that it may contain many nuances of the violet, maybe a bit purple, pinkish. It may turn to bluish tint as well, depending on what you need. It may also flow in different ways. It may change its shape, may change its flow for the duration of this activity. It may change its rotation. It may change its intensity. Depending on what you need at any given moment, it's perfectly normal. Know that the violet flame is adjusting to your frequencies, to your requirements, so it can best assist you. It can never come through too intensely for you to be unbearable or to do any harm. It will always come in perfect alignment with your highest good. So if it is not as potently coming through for the first time, it is perfectly all right. Know that you're just getting used to the energy. And the next time and the time after that, it will become more stronger and potent as you're gradually getting used to it. But know that you can never go wrong with it. You may also extend it to others. And anyone who is in alignment with it will receive it in perfect alignment. It is a perfectly safe tool. You cannot do harm with it. For this energetic tool is in the highest realms, it has its own awareness. It is there for the highest good of all life. It is there to transform all density, fear, doubt, everything that is hindering you from reaching a higher state of being. And now as you're visualizing this beautiful violet flame within your heart center, we call upon it once more to come forth from the depths of our soul, to flow through our entire body, our entire being, on all levels, dimensions. You may visualize its beautiful, radiant light flowing through your body and around you. It may expand even beyond your perception. Just let it do its thing. Visualize its purple radiance. Visualizing an animated fire is difficult at this time. Just visualize the color of violet in your body and around you. And ask from the center of your heart for the violet flame to come forth. And continue to focus on this violet frequency within your body and around you. And now we ask all our guides, the archangels present, to hold the violet frequency so they may ease this whole process. So if your focus falters or you get distracted, they will be able to maintain this energy. So continue focusing on bringing through the violet flame from your heart center and radiating it through your body, through your field, to your surroundings, whatever you're guided to do. Let your imagination guide you. Do not judge yourself. Let your imagination guide you. Visualize and feel the violet flame flowing through you and around. See its motion. Feel its breath. And breathe it into your body deeply. Deeply breathe it in. And also exhale it through your mouth, just as a dragon is exhaling its fiery breath. Breathe it in to each of your cells. And exhale all the excess energies. Breathe it in deeply, the violet flame, into each fiber of your being, into each cell. And exhale through your mouth. And feel how all the tension, all the busyness is burning up. And now we ask the violet flame to transmute all density, fear, doubt, confusion, all misconceptions of yourself, of your reality, of the power that you hold within yourself. And know that it's all is well. Bring up all the energies that needs to be released. Let your imagination guide you to different parts of your body, which hold that specific dense energy at this time, for your body is always giving you valuable information on what needs to be released. And these blockages and energetic residues may deposit themselves in different parts of your physical body as well. You may feel them as pressure, or in some cases, if it's more advanced, as difficult types of sicknesses or misalignments. Let your intention guide you. Go to these places, or just one, wherever you're guided to do. You can always come back to this and work on a different part of your being. I just strongly encourage that you do this at least each day, if it is possible, so you can maximize the healing effect of this transmutation. So by now you may have found a specific spot in your body or field in your mind, whatever you were guided to. And now from the center of your heart, send the violet flame to those parts more intensely. And know that overall, the violet flame is doing what you have set an intent for it to do. But now with your focus and your clear intent, you will be maximizing that effect and specific spots in your body or field. This is how you can heal specific sicknesses or injuries more quickly. You're optimizing the regenerative capacities of your body. And depending on how much energy and intent you put into it, it may also have some so-called miraculous effect on your health. And the more you do this, the more potent it will become, because the violet flame integrates itself more and more into your being. So basically, you will be transmuting even when you're not paying attention to it, because your physical body will naturally hold this vibration and it will run this so-called program within your being constantly. We now ask the violet flame to transmute all density, all blockages, energetic residues in those parts. Visualize and feel how those parts are being flooded and washed away by the violet flame. These dense deposits and blockages could be apparent to you as a mist or smoke. It is being dissolved by the violet flame. And it is washed away from your body, from your field. All of it is being cleared away. Now you may visualize all those energies leaving your system and being transmuted in beautiful white radiant light. For all densities being transmuted in the violet flame. And everything that is of lower nature is leaving your system, or it is no longer compatible with who you are, or where you are at vibrationally. And now that we are clearing all those entities, visualize how they are gone from your field, from your system. And see how the places, those spaces that have been created by those energies vacating your system, fill them up with the violet flame. Your field is becoming whole once more. There will be no ruptures or disruptions within it. All is being healed and brought into a perfect whole. So nothing that is of dense nature may come back to those places. And now in this sacred space, bring forth the energies that you're working on at this time, the challenges that are brought to your attention in these days or weeks. Bring forth the contracts, the agreements that you have made throughout your life or just recently that are causing disharmony within your being. Bring forth all the people, circumstances, events, agreements that are no longer representative of your highest joy. Bring them forth in this sacred space. Bring them into the violet flame. They may come up as just images, as a specific person, being, a specific event, or whatever just comes up. Just let it be there with no judgment. And know that you're perfectly safe to experience whatever needs to come up. And as you do so, you're still continuously expressing the violet flame from your heart center to your body, to your surroundings. And all is being inundated by the violet flame. Also these events, these energies, these contracts, agreements. And from the center of our hearts, we thank all these circumstances, all these experiences, for they have been greatly valuable. We send you our appreciation and gratitude for all the lessons that we have learned, all the experiences that we have co-created. And now with unconditional love, we let you go to move on, to be transformed. Now you may visualize the violet flame coming from your heart, flooding the entire spectrum of what you can perceive, all the events, all the contracts, all the people, flowing through those circumstances of places, surrounding all the people, all the events. They're slowly fading away in the violet flame. And all is being lightened up. They're becoming beautiful, white, radiant light. For all those events that may have caused disharmony within your being, and also your relationship to those events or energies, is transformed, is being lightened up, is being released and let go. Or finally letting them go to move on their own way. And you're also ready to move forward on your own path in a new direction that is more representative of your highest joy. And now those transformed energies have left completely your field of view. They have disappeared in the violet flame. And now you're all alone in the violet flame, the new you. And now we may ask, you may visualize, how do you perceive yourself as a healed and integrated you? How do you see the highest expression of you, yourself? What does it feel to be the highest expression of yourself? What is that person like? What does he or she look like? Where is she in her life or he in her life? What kind of relationships does she have or he have? And what are the life goals, long-term or short-term goals of this highest expression of you? Just let your imagination guide you. And now feel what will it be like for you to be more integrated, to be healed, to be in that ideal state of being, in an ideal state in your life. Breathe it all in. And let go of everything that is holding you down. And know that you can always come back to that manifestation. So you can more clearly act, think, and function from that higher perspective. Just ask yourself during your day, for different interactions and events, what would your higher you do or think in those situations? How would your healed and your integrated version of you act in specific situations? And try to act more from that perspective. As much as you can, be gentle with yourself. And know that all is flowing in perfect alignment with your highest good. And that you have transformed much density within your being and are ready to move forward in a more holistic and integrated way, to be more empowered. You're free to express yourself, your true self, not the persona that you think that you should be, but your true, authentic self, without any judgment towards yourself. You are free to move forward, to be more empowered, to be more in control of your own life experience, to be a conscious manifester of your own life, of your own journey, of your own movie. And know that all is well. Breathe it in. And it is done. And so it is. Maho, blessing. Take a deep breath in. Whoops. Start to breathe more quickly. Integrate back all aspects of yourself. Bring your attention back into your physical self. Reintegrate all aspects of yourself in perfect alignment in this life experience into your physical body. Know that all is in perfect alignment, and all fractals of you are coming back. You're collecting back all your energy in perfect alignment, enabling yourself to be able to access your gifts, your memory, the knowledge that resides within you. Breathe it all in. You may breathe more quickly, or you're coming up to full awareness. You're coming back up through time and space and dimensions, integrating back into your physical structure. Know that you are healed. Know that you are guided. Know that you are protected. And that you are safe to experience and express whatever is your heart's joy. Now you're coming back up into full awareness. You're becoming fully aware of yourself, of your physical body. You may move around your legs, your hands, back, your head. You may open your eyes if you want to. And you're starting to become aware of your surroundings as well. You're sitting on a chair or laying on your back, wherever you are. In your home, in your office, out in nature. You're coming back to full awareness, becoming fully aware and fully alert. And depending what time it is, if it is the end of the day for you, then you will maintain this beautiful state of relaxation. You will have a restful night sleep. But if you're just beginning your day or in the middle of it, you're coming back to full awareness, becoming fully alert and fully present in your body, in your physical reality. You're fully aware and fully present. And I welcome you back. And thank you for doing the meditation.
Thank you, Guardian.
And happy equinox to everyone. Time for rebirth, as Jacaranda Marie has said. Okay, so thank you. Yeah?
I've never had an experience like that before.
They are all unique.
Well, I mean, yes, it's just that it turned into a tornado. So before when you mentioned, you know, to feel the heartbeat and beat your heart as one with Gaia, I noticed I was kind of guided to just rock, and I ended up rocking that whole time. But then I found out that it was causing a tornado, the flame. And so, and the tornado at first was a green flame. We were opening our heart, but then when it turned violet, I put my hand out into it just because it's like I want to touch it, because it's so, you know, massive twister. And as you put your hand in it, you could see the eyes of all the watchers, of all the guardians and guides and everybody present. Is really fun. And then all of that was funneled into sending that energy to everyone watching, and through the love amplification kind of experience to assist everyone's transmutation that they were experiencing. I've never done that before, but having people live, it changes the experience. This is cool.
Yeah, like I hope so that many people who maybe haven't done this before had more success in like tapping into that energy. Because if you're like doing it on your own and you haven't done it before, like for me as well, it wasn't as potent. Like it was barely something coming through. But if you like have someone to hold that energy for you, then it can be, you can like get more easily into that space. Yeah. Just as when you're doing like a group meditation, also when people are around you, or some kind of group healing, that's also very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hello Ramnock, thank you for joining us. Yeah, so I hope it helped people like to tap into that energy, like how does it feel? And basically the more you do it, the quicker and easier you can like get into that state.
Yeah.
The soon as you kind of get used to that feeling of what does it feel for you and how does it work for you to be in that state, the quicker you can like go into that state. But before you get there, just be gentle with yourself and like let yourself experiment and explore like how does this work for you.
Yeah.
And like doing meditations with other people or like listening to stuff on YouTube is like very helpful to get like an idea of like what can it work for you, and like try out multiple stuff and see what resonates with you. And you can always like create your own way of doing it. Like there's no strict formula on how to do this, so just let your imagination guide you too. And if you're like guided to do maybe today you've done it this way, but maybe tomorrow something will slightly shift, and maybe in a week or so you will do it completely differently. So if you're like guided to do something differently next time, then just go with that. Basically, like we're always changing and you require something else every time, basically. And this whole energy is shifting in a way so it can like accommodate your request of healing or transmutation.
And the flame changes, based on what you need. There's no wrong way of doing it, and I found a fun lesson that happened during that meditation for me is that because this is how you meditate, and this is what you don't do kind of stuff. And that's actually none of it's true. Like it works, whatever works for you is correct. And for me, I have noticed over the past while that being in the joyful heart, the playful heart is one of the very important things that I need to bring with me in meditation. And I bring that up because I wasn't doing that. And a fly showed up. There's like one fly in this house and it needed to be on my face during like half of that meditation. And it caused me to, it was still, I felt like it was a joke, like lighten up, it's okay, have fun. The whole point of doing all this stuff is not a job. Play, be at play in every instance. And when that happened, I started to kind of chuckle and the experience changed. Like it was like so much better, and so that lesson having happened during this meditation, I believe is meant to share with you as well, that be in a joyful heart, be at play and all these things and whatever play means for you.
Yeah, like being in a state of playfulness and joy is like an awesome way to raise your vibration.
Yeah.
And yeah, like these meditations are like great to, if like you're in a very low vibrational state and it's like difficult for you to move out of it, and this is like fixing that or like transforming that state very quickly for you. This is what I recommend it to do. But if you like do it daily, then it will like amplify its effect.
Yeah.
And it can also like start you in a different journey. Like it can also act like a catalyst on your awakening too. So you've been warned.
Yes, for sure.
But
It's
it
a good
happens in a
thing.
positive way. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. It's the opening of a gate that perhaps you didn't know was there, but it was only closed by you. Like we don't realize we even do those things, like these contracts that we just ended. We don't often realize that the reason there are a series of gates is to open is that we went over and closed them at some point in our life, and so it's just giving you that opportunity to do it. And as you go through those spaces, then you just have more space and more understanding and more available to you, assuming like every gate beyond that is several acres or hectares of land, and then beyond that and so on and so forth. And you're opening the world up to yourself, one gate at a time.
Okay. Yeah, like in closing, do you wish to share something higher vibrations? Like
For
Zoom events or something?
Oh, right. Yeah, I do have we have a free Zoom meeting starting at 12 12:40. So it's 12:17 right now. Or technically 1 o'clock, but I was starting 20 minutes earlier for a thing. Blue Eagle will not be there for this particular meeting, but she will be soon. This is just going to be a bunch of us gathering in this experience of celebration of the equinox and see what comes through. It's free. It's not recorded or aired anywhere. And so, you know, you don't have to have your camera on. It's just a bunch of light warriors hanging out and having a conversation like Guardian and I are kind of doing now. So it's, if you feel
just with more people in the chat room.
Yeah, exactly. And so if you are interested, on the title of this is it has my link, and it's in blue at Higher Vibrations. Click that, it takes you to my channel. In the community section, it'll have the link for that meeting and every other meeting we have each week.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
So please do check that out if you want to connect with like-minded souls. Like now we have the opportunity to not be alone and to actually interact with people who are at the same level of understanding or the same level of weirdness as we are.
There's a comment that just came up. I would really, discussing how during the meditations of the live events, the heart pounding feels like it's going to create, like it's going to pop out. I had the same experience when I first did the live events. I found the heart palpitations is a common ascension symptom, and we're noticing a lot of our heart is getting really intense in the experience. It's an activation happening. It is unsettling sometimes. I remember feeling it on my bottom ribs during one of the meditations Guardian had done a year or so ago. And you're okay. And I'm happy that you joined. So just know that happens to a lot of people. Don't be alarmed.
Yeah, like
Especially
take a few deep breaths and like stabilize it, basically. Okay. So thank you for everyone who has made it so far and for doing the meditation. And also lots of love to everyone who was alive and with us during the event. That didn't came out right. And thank you for watching the replay. If you made it through the replay to this point, then you're awesome. So, okay. So have an awesome weekend, everyone, and see you after the new moon. Bye.